iPhone 4S rumors keep coming up strong as iPhone 4 productions are ordered to slow down. Rumors have the next generation GSM and CDMA iPhones being released the same day in August together, and third-party app developers are now getting sued over Apple services. All this and more coming up right now. Hello everybody, I'm Jaime Rivera and welcome to the Pocket Now iReview, the show where we go through all this week's cool and the not so cool inside the world of Apple's iOS devices. Let's start this week off with the cool. Now the iPhone 4S or 5 rumor mill keeps coming up strong. This time DigiTimes is reporting that the iPhone 4 production has been slowed down because the iPhone 4S will begin production as soon as August to be released in September for the iPod iTunes event that we get every year. Now really good news for WWDC, but can't do really much about it. But aside from that, well, the specs remain the same. A5 dual-core processor, edge-to-edge glass display. Cases are out there confirming it, and also confirming that we will get the flash and the camera moved from one side to the next. Not really sure why, but as long as we get changes, we can't really complain. But the only bad news there is that we're hearing that there will be no LTE for this device. HSPA Plus has been rumored to be released, and aside from that, we are expecting a world phone for the Verizon iPhone being produced through the Qualcomm chips that will probably also make the GSM device. Sadly, well, carriers are considering HSPA Plus to be considered 4G, so can't really do much about that either. LTE will probably be rolled out until next year, so we'll see what happens in the end. It's done. WWDC is just a couple of weeks around the corner, and Apple has already signed deals with EMI, Universal Music, Sony Music, and Warner to bring iTunes streaming services to the cloud, supposedly. This is the same service that we've been waiting for MobileMe to evolve through, where music will be stored in the cloud. Now, patents have already been showing up where we see that Apple plans to bring just a portion of every song you download to your device, and then the rest of the music will be held in the cloud. As the song begins playing, the rest of the song will be buffered to your device over the cloud. Now, not really sure how Apple plans to do that when, you know, AT&T and the rest of the carriers have pretty much eliminated unlimited data plans, but anything can happen. Now, I wonder what Apple has against having thick devices, because they're always working on making devices thinner. This time there are rumors that Apple's working with carriers on bringing smaller SIM cards than the current micro SIM that's already hard for many of us to hold. Now, rumors are that, well, the Gelmato show that was happening where Apple was going to bring an embedded SIM card to devices didn't work, so the next work is to see how to make the SIM card smaller, if it can get any smaller. Not really sure what to make of it, but as long as it still works, who cares? And while on the significant updates to iOS applications, be sure to update Infinity Blade, which now brings a multiplayer arena action, aside from the fact that you also get a really nice price discount if you haven't already bought it, so really nice time to get all those swords clanging. Aside from that, well, the Comcast Xfinity TV service now brings streaming service to your iPhone device, so be sure to get that too, because that was only offered to iPad owners in the past. One of those really cool catches that quickly got pulled from the web was Apple posting a job offering looking for a field test engineer for mobile devices in the Kansas City, Missouri area. We all know that's where currently Sprint has their headquarters, so, well, the job offering quickly got pulled and now it's in Cupertino, but it's clear that Apple's working for the iPhone 4S or 5 to work on T-Mobile and Sprint, even though the T-Mobile girl didn't really like the iPhone in the first place. But it's really cool news for those Sprint and T-Mobile customers out there that have been waiting to get the device. Well, that does it for the cool. Let's continue on with the not so cool. And trust me, bear with me here. We tried, we dug, we looked everywhere looking for not so cool news this week, and sadly we could only find one. Lotsys is a company that's currently suing third-party app developers for having in-app purchases in their applications on the Apple's iOS App Store. Now the question is, why are they being sued over an idea that was Apple's? Apple was the one that came up with the idea that you can have in-app purchases, so why doesn't Lotsys sue Apple instead of third-party developers for using this? But Lotsys says that Apple's not being sued because they, well, are not making money and developers are, to which we defer because Apple gets a 30% cut. And well, we just think that Lotsys thinks they could probably make money from small companies because Apple is pretty much a no-winner there. But anyways, Lotsys First of all, even if that was your idea, let's just talk about the same Facebook Winklevoss thing. I mean, if Facebook was their idea, why didn't they bring it up? And well, if Apple brought the in-app purchases, but it was your idea, why didn't you bring it up? And why didn't you bring up an iPhone and an iPad and an iPod Touch and just about everything else? Anyways, that's it for today's show. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Jaime Rivera. Remember to give us a thumbs up if you like what you saw. That's it for now.